As a beginner to cameras, I used to think that the camera that I had was the only reason why I wasn't able to achieve high video quality. But after having made the switch to the Canon EOS M50, I'm slowly realizing that this probably isn't the only factor, and that lighting is just as important, if not more important. A camera is not able to perform nearly as good in poor lighting as it is in good lighting. This is something that I really haven't paid a lot of attention to previously and have definitely underestimated. This is something that I've started to notice in my own videos, because the video quality varies a lot from video to video, even though I use the same camera every single time. The difference though does not lie in the camera, but in the lighting setup. In one video I can have a pretty decent lighting setup, and in another one I can have a really poor one. And the difference is night and day, and it is really distinguishable. In order to guarantee good lighting, these types of studio lights are often used, and I could of course just go out and buy a pair of these studio lights to solve the problem, but I feel like this would be a little over the top in my case. And on this channel we have a tendency to go for the less expensive alternative, and that's what I'm leaning towards. The other day I stumbled upon a video made by Peter Mckinnon, and he's an expert when it comes to photography. This video was all about lighting, and he explained how you could go from a poor lighting setup to a good one without spending a huge amount of money. So let's find out what we need to make this happen. This is what we're going to need: a work lamp, 2 plastic lids, some aluminium foil, and a bed sheet. Now that we have everything we need, let's start by unboxing the work lamp. The work lamp is working as expected, so now it's time to make a pair of reflectors using aluminium foil and bed sheets. To be able to hold these up in the air, we're going to have to make some stands for them, and I found a few things I think we're going to be able to use. 2 sets of metal rods, 2 pairs of weights, and a lot of tape. And we have to do this for the both of them. Now the only thing remaining is to mount the reflectors to the stands. As you probably can see, this is pretty much the same setup as I had in the beginning of this video. This is what I traditionally use: room lighting and an additional lamp pointed at my face. And now we're going to see how the work lamp and the reflectors compare. As you can see, there is a pretty significant difference between the floor lamp and the new work lamp. It's no doubt that a professional pair of studio lights would make this shot look a lot better, but that's not really the point of this video. What I wanted with this video was to find out if it was possible to improve and upgrade my lighting setup with some home appliances, as well as a work light costing around $30. You can of course compare these work lights to some professional studio lights, but if you're not willing to spend a huge amount of money on these types of studio lights, this can be an alternative, or at least one step to learn something about lighting and how much it actually affects the video quality. I'm not quite sure if I love the new white light that comes from this work light. I mean, the old lamp was too yellowy, that's for sure, but this work light is kind of too whitish, and it makes everything look very pale and yeah, just very white and bright. So therefore it's very nice to have the ability to be able to tweak and tune this to my liking in post editing. I feel like it makes a lot more sense to have a lighting setup like this one. A well lit face as well as a more visible backdrop, instead of having the very dramatic look which we had from the first lighting setup. That could be used in a different scenario. But it all depends on what type of look you're going for. As you can see, I've clearly not spent a lot of time to set up this lighting setup. This lamp is just pointed at the wall right in front of me and is just bouncing off that wall and hitting my face, as well as hitting some of these reflectors. But these, of course, aren't gonna stand here in a normal shot in a video. But either way, this is just to demonstrate how much this new work lamp actually changes the lighting setup. It went from a very dark and yellowy room with a lamp pointed straight at my face to a very lit up room with a very cold or bright source or light source. This now looks like a whole nother shot. I don't know why I never thought of using a work light for this purpose. I mean, it's just a light that emits a lot of light. But as you can see, it clearly does the job, and it does it very well. All in all, considering that this lamp costed around $30, I definitely think that this was worth it, since a lot of my previous videos has definitely suffered from a lack of lighting. Last but not least, I'm very excited to test out this work light in various different scenarios and setups to see how they affect the image and the video in the end result, and then try to tweak it and make it look as best as possible. As always, I want to thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.